In the scorching summer of 332 BC, the man who styled himself as a god was bleeding into the dust of Gaza. He was a deity in the making, a force of nature that moved across continents like a wildfire. But Gaza was an anomaly that refused to follow the script of history. Alexander the Great, the brilliant student of Aristotle, was standing paralyzed before the gates of a city that refused to follow history's script. Under the command of Governor Bautis, the city sat atop a massive artificial hill known as a tell, rising defiantly from the coastal plain. To Alexander, it looked like a natural fortress, but its true strength was invisible to the eye, hidden beneath layers of ancient sand. These machines of war were the peak of ancient technology, capable of crushing stone and timber like paper under their weight, yet they felt useless against the silence of the hill. His engineers brought their massive siege towers, the helepolis, to the front lines with the confidence of gods, capable of crushing stone like paper. But every time a breach was made, the defenders did not just fight. They seemed to vanish into the very earth they stood upon. Minutes later, they would reappear behind the Macedonian lines, like ghosts rising from the sand to strike where the army was weakest. The blood of a conqueror mixed with the salt of the Mediterranean, and as he lay on the ground gasping for air, Alexander realized he wasn't fighting a standard army of men. During a brutal assault, a catapult bolt tore through Alexander's reinforced shoulder armor and buried itself deep in his flesh. As he lay gasping, he realized he wasn't fighting a standard army. He was fighting a fortress that existed in two dimensions at once. Gaza was not just a fortress of stone. It was a labyrinth that extended deep into the dark, cold silence of the underworld. This specific rock possesses a property that borders on the supernatural, creating a landscape that is both a trap and a sanctuary for those who know its secrets. The secret of this land is not found in its kings or weapons, but in its geology, a unique formation known as Kurkar. Kurkar is fossilized sand dunes compressed over millions of years. This rock creates a landscape that is both a trap and a sanctuary. When you first break into Kurkar, it is soft like cold butter. It can be shaped with simple tools, requiring no heavy machinery. It is an excavator's dream because it can be shaped with the simplest tools, requiring no heavy machinery to carve deep galleries, secret rooms, or hidden vents. But the moment this rock is exposed to air, it hardens into a biological concrete that is incredibly difficult to collapse. It is as if the earth itself wants to be a bunker, inviting the inhabitants to hide within its cooling, protective shell, far from the reach of any invader's reach. For over 2,000 years, the people here have mastered vertical engineering, learning that survival is found in the depth. Alexander eventually took the city after building massive mounds of earth, essentially burying the city to win it. He had to physically move the entire landscape to conquer the people living inside it, but he left Gaza behind without ever truly understanding the void that lived below. Fast forward 23 centuries to 2026. The bronze swords have been replaced by thermal-guided missiles and AI-driven drones. Welcome to the Gaza Metro, the most sophisticated underground network on the planet, where ancient geology still defeats modern technology. We are talking about hundreds of miles of reinforced concrete arteries, pumping life and war through the darkness, invisible to the digital eyes in the sky. Beneath a small territory, there is a network of tunnels that dwarfs the infrastructure of London, Paris, or New York. Some tunnels reach a depth of 60 meters, the equivalent of a 20-story building buried vertically into the crust. This is not a hole in the ground made of dirt and hope. It is a high-tech ecosystem hidden forever from the surface, a fortress built in a dimension where GPS does not exist. These tunnels are equipped with fiber optic lines, oxygen filtration, and command centers operating in a silence surface dwellers never know. There are hospitals, command centers, and weapon manufacturing plants operating in a silence that surface dwellers can never know, masked by the cool, damp weight of the deep stone. Every heat signature is masked by the cool, damp weight of the Kurkar stone, making detection nearly impossible for satellites. On the surface, Gaza is a skeleton of gray dust and ruins. Electricity is a luxury that only lasts for a few hours. But beneath those same ruins, in the world of the Kurkar, the concrete is pristine and the lights never go out. The air is filtered and the communication is instant. But beneath those ruins, in the world of the Kurkar, the concrete is pristine and the lights never go out. Modern armies use bunker-buster bombs and autonomous robots, but the Earth remains a perfect shield against the most expensive technology. Every time a tunnel is destroyed, the Kurkar simply waits to be excavated again by those who know its secrets, a war of attrition against the very crust of our planet. Imagine the psychological weight of knowing that a silent war is happening 30 meters below your bed every night. This is a collective claustrophobia that defines an entire nation, where the children don't just look at the sky for drones. They listen to the ground for the vibration of the drill. Alexander the Great's ghost still haunts every conqueror who enters this land. The empires have collapsed, but the Kurkar remains. Gaza is a place where the surface is a lie, and the only truth is buried in the dark, cold depths. In the end, every empire that tried to tame this land found itself staring into a hole with no bottom, a secret made of sand that refuses to be conquered. If you were in their place, would you trust your life to 60 meters of earth? Leave your answer in the comments. To understand how a city survives its own death, click on our investigation. Beirut, the invisible labyrinth that war cannot destroy.